will be starting the free version of the pattern through video instruction. If you prefer having a written pattern instead, or if you don't want to wait for all parts of the instructions to come out, or if you want to make the webbed ear version instead of only having the free no-sew ear option, you can get a printable, ad-free, and easy-to-read PDF as an instant download from my store. The link is in the description box below. We are going to go ahead and crochet the body of the dragon now. The body is going to have a mane color. I'm using purple for that. And it's going to have a belly color. And I'm using this light pink for that. So we'll be switching colors as we work on the body and belly portion. You're going to start off with the main body color. I'm using purple here once again. And you're going to start off with a magic ring for round 1. In round 1, insert 6 single crochets into the ring. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then you're going to tighten the ring. So pull in that yarn tail, cinch it up, and let's go ahead and jump into round 2. For round 2, we're going to increase a round. So let's insert 2 single crochets in each stitch. I'm going into that very first stitch and I'm going to put 2, 1 and 2 single crochets. In that next stitch, I'm going to do the same. Here's number 3 and 4. And increase in the next one. Stitch 5 and 6. And again, go all the way around until you have 12 stitches. After you finish going all the way around in the circle, you're gonna be ready to move on to round 3. Round 3 is going to be a repetition of a single crochet and an increase all the way around. So let's go ahead and do that. In this first stitch, we're just going to do a single crochet, and in the next stitch, an increase. And I should explain why I just moved my yarn tail up. This is for me to keep track of where my start of the round is. And if you want to use a stitch marker, that is fabulous and great. I am just cheap and lazy, so I don't have stitch markers. But, all right, so let's go around. I did the first repetition, second repetition here, a single crochet, and then an increase. Third repetition, a single crochet and an increase. And again, we're going to do this all the way around. You should finish up with 18 single crochets. Now let's move on to round 4. Round 4 is going to be 2 single crochets and then an increase. And we're going to repeat that around. You're going to get 24 stitches at the end. So that's 1 and 2 single crochets. And in that next stitch, increase. And again, repeating that around. 1 and 2 and increase. There we go, with 24 stitches all the way around. All right, and for the next round, round 5, all you're gonna do is single crochet around. So we're putting 1 single crochet in each stitch. Now that you finish round number 5, we're going to move on to round 6. Round 6 is where we're going to add in the belly color. That's where the bottom of the belly will start to show. And we're going to actually start off by changing the color. So the first 5 stitches would be done with the belly color. I'm using pink once again. And then we're going to switch back to purple yarn to do the rest. So as I switch, what I like to do is finish off the previous stitch with the new color. So here I'm going to go back just a little bit. You see those 2 loops? And I'm going to finish that previous single crochet with attaching my pink yarn. So now, to start round 6, I'm going to single crochet 5. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And instead of finishing off with the pink, because I'm switching back to my body color, I'm going to go ahead and finish off that last pink stitch with the body color. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and single crochet 17 and decrease at the end. So I'm basically single crocheting for the rest of the round here, except decreasing in the last 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. And now I'm going to decrease in the last last 2 stitches, excuse me. And to finish off my decrease, I'm going to actually pull that pink yarn over because I'm going to start on my belly again in the next stitch. All right, that's round number 6. For round 7, we're going to go ahead and do 5 single crochets for that belly. So going into that first stitch here, I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and finish off number 5 with that belly colored yarn again. We're going to take that purple, pull through, and keep working. By the way, we're going to start that first body stitch back here with a decrease. Then you're going to single crochet 14 and then decrease. So let's do that. Decrease. I'm going to crochet these first 2 stitches together. Oops, there we go. Now single crochet 14. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. And then I'm going to decrease in those last 2 stitches. By the way, it's going to be easier if I kind of push my piece so that the right side's facing out. So let me do that. All right. And let's decrease here. we're going to decrease by switching back to the pink yarn. I almost forgot because we're starting on the belly again in the next round. As you'll notice, I'm not fasting off for that pink just because it's easier to kind of pull it back and forth when you're using it at the start of the round. And you can go ahead and fasten off that color at the very end. Let's go to round 8. For round 8, you're going to have your belly yarn ready, and you're going to single crochet 5 for the belly. That's 1. Oops. Sorry about that. 2. Okay, my apologies. Yarn is, tension is kind of weird right now, and it's so squeaky too. Okay. Yikes, sorry. All right, now switch to that main body color yarn after you finish your 5 stitches. And then what you're gonna do is decrease, single crochet 12, and decrease again. So let's go ahead and work on that. Here's my first decrease, single crocheting 2 of those stitches together. Then I'm gonna single crochet 12 here. That's 1, 2, 3, oof, don't know why it's so squeaky. 3, 4, hold on. I decreased and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I miscounted. 5 and then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. After 12, we're gonna go ahead and decrease in that next stitch, in the next 2 stitches, sorry. And go ahead and finish off your last stitch with the pink, for the belly colored yarn, because you're gonna go back to the belly again. All right, there we go. Now, for round number 9, what you're gonna do is single crochet and then decrease and single crochet 2 using your belly colored yarn. So it's gonna look like this: a single crochet, a decrease, and 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. And we're gonna finish off with that body colored yarn. Then with the body colored yarn, you're gonna decrease, single crochet 10, and then decrease. So to do that, let me go ahead and decrease in that first, in the first 2 here. Single crochet 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and in that very last 2, we're going to decrease. Remember, with all of these last stitches, we're just finishing off with the belly colored yarn because we're gonna go back to doing the belly. All right. Your little dragon's body should look a little something like this so far. You'll notice that the belly is forming. It's that nice little pink in the middle, and this is the rest of the body. All right, Now going back to, now we're on round 10. For round 10, we're gonna single crochet 4 using that belly colored yarn. So I'm gonna go in here, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Finish off with that body colored yarn. Okay, now as we work around, we are going to decrease in that next stitch and then single crochet 8 and decrease again. So decrease in that next stitch, or the first 2, single crochet 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And we're gonna do a decrease in the last 2 stitches. Let's finish off with that pink yarn, or belly colored yarn, sorry. You might not be using pink, so I should say belly colored. All right, and now for round number 11. Yay, we're nearly done here. For round 11, you're gonna do a decrease and then single crochet 2 using that belly colored yarn. So let's do that. I'm gonna decrease, single crochet 2, that's 1 and 2, oops, finish off with the body colored yarn, and I'm gonna kind of, my piece is getting a little frumpy, so I'm gonna pull it back. Okay. All right, and then for the rest of this round, using that body color, you're going to decrease, single crochet 6, and decrease. So here I go, decrease, single crochet 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then decrease at the very end. Again, we're going to finish off with that belly color, and this will actually be the last bit of belly color you'll be doing. So right now on round 12, we're going to single crochet 3 with this belly colored yarn. Here I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3 stitches. Switch off to the body color. And with the body color, you're going to single crochet 7, and then you're going to slip stitch in that very last stitch. So let's go ahead and do that. Single crochet 7 here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oops, I'm sorry. Just me doing lots of blunders on video here. All right, here's 5. Got it. Okay, 6 and 7, and I'm gonna slip stitch in that last stitch of the round. Voila. Okay. Phew. Now my dragon's body looks kind of frumpy. Let me go ahead and straighten it out. This will be a good time to now snip off that pink yarn or that belly colored yarn because you're not going to be using it anymore. Leave a bit of a tail so that you can stuff it into your dragon's body. And here, let's just poke that in first. And we're going to finish off with an optional round that I think would be helpful. So this last round is like a half round. And what it's going to do is it's going to create like a higher ridge on top so that when you put your dragon's head onto the body, it's going to have a kind of a tucked chin look. So that gives it that cute, like looking up at you pose when you're putting it in your palm. So if you want your dragon to have more of a straight, like looking straight forward head, or like a more pointed straightforward head, you can just stop here. But if you wanted to have that tucked chin look like this, I recommend you doing this last step. So this last step is, again, like I said, like a half round. It's not really a full round at all. What you're gonna do is you're gonna turn your piece. Oops. And we're gonna work back this way. So we're not working in the same direction. Don't go towards the belly, go towards the back. You're gonna skip the slip stitch that you just made. Then you're gonna single crochet 6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you're going to slip stitch in that very last stitch. And that's all you need to do. This will give you that that elevated bit in the back, and your dragon's head, when you sew it on, it's going to be more at a slant so that it looks so cute when it's looking up at you. All right, now you're gonna wanna fasten off with a long tail here because you're gonna use this tail for sewing the head on later. So I'm just fastening off here. Long tail, there we go. Remember to pull in all your ends like the starting tail, and you're gonna want to stuff your dragon's body as well. All right, I find it helpful to stuff my amigurumi with like little holes using the end of a crochet hook. You can use chopsticks as well, or the back of a pen works too. All right, and there you go. Here's the finished body for your dragon. Let's go ahead and make the wings for your dragon. You're going to be using 2 different colors here. One color is going to be the bulk of the wing, and the other color is going to be used for just the top edging part. So I'm using pink for the main color, and pink was also the color that I used for my dragon's belly. All right, so to begin with round 1, you are going to chain 5. Here's my slip knot, oops, slip knot to start my chain. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chains. Now you're going to insert a double crochet in that 5th chain from your hook. So counting back, that's going to be the very first chain you made. Go ahead and insert a double crochet there. like so. Then you're going to chain and double crochet 3 times into this same stitch. So chain, double crochet, that's the first time, chain, double crochet, that's the second time, and then chain, double crochet, that's the third time. After you do that, you should have 5 double crochets and 5 chains, and basically if I count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the starting chain 3 is going to be counting as 1 double crochet, and the 4th chain is a chain. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double crochets, and 1, 2, 3, 4, wait a minute, 1, 2, 3, 4, yep, 4 chains. All right, so now once you got that down, you're ready for round 2. For round 2, you're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and each time you do that chain 5, it's going to count as both a double crochet and a chain. So just for future reference. Now you're going to turn your piece. We're going to work the other way. You're going to insert 2 double crochets in that first chain space. It's referring to this space right here. So I'm going to put 2 double crochets in there. 1 and 2. There we go. Then you're going to chain 2, and you're going to insert 2 double crochets in that next chain space. And we're going to repeat that whole thing 3 times. So 2 double crochets in this next chain space. All right, let's repeat that a second time. So 2 chains, 2 double crochets, 2 chains, and 2 double crochets in that chain space. Now at the very end, you're going to do 2 more chains, 1, 2, and you're going to insert 1 double crochet in that last in that last chain space, and it's going to be alongside those 2 double crochets you made just earlier, like so. So this should give you 10 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And it should give you 5 chain spaces, 1 space, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right, that's that for round number 2. For round 3, you're going to chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you're going to turn your piece. We're going to work back around this rounded portion. You're going to start with inserting 2 double crochets into that chain space, the first chain space. So here's 1 double crochet, and here's 2 double crochets. And then you're going to do 2 double crochets, 2 chains, and 2 double crochets all in the next chain space. We're going to repeat that 3 times. Let's go ahead. So 2 double crochets, 2 chains, and 2 double crochets all in that same chain space. That's the first repetition. Here's the second repetition in that next chain space. 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets, now for that next repetition, 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 2 double crochets, and looking at that very last chain space here. In that last chain space, you're going to do 2 double crochets, 2 chains, and then 1 single double crochet at the end. So 2 double crochets, 2 chains, 1 single double crochet. That concludes round number 3, and we can move on to round 4. So for round 4, we're going to start off with 5 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then you're going to turn your piece and we're going to work along this rounded edge. You're going to first insert 2 double crochets in that first chain space. So that's 1 double crochet and 2 double crochets. Then you're going to double crochet on top of the next double crochet. So instead of going into the chain space, we're going into that double crochet here. Oops, slipped there. Okay, first double crochet. You'll see that there's another double crochet here and another. We're going to skip these 2. So skip the next 2 stitches and double crochet into the following stitch. It's going to look like this. You'll notice that I skipped those 2 stitches in between. And after doing that, you are going to now work in that chain space. In that chain space, you're going to insert 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets. So let's do it. 2 double crochets, chain 2, and 2 double crochets, all in that same chain space. And we're going to kind of repeat this around. So we're going to insert a double crochet into the next double crochet here. We're going to skip the next 2 stitches, double crochet onto the following one, and in that chain space, you're going to insert 2 double crochets, 2 chains, and 2 double crochets. Let's do that again. Insert a double crochet into the next stitch, skip 2 stitches, insert a double crochet into the next, and in that chain space, you're going to insert 2 double crochets, 2 chains, and 2 double crochets. Oops. And then you can go ahead and insert a double crochet into the next stitch. Skip 2 stitches, double crochet into the next, and insert 2 double crochets into that last chain space, 2 chains, and 1 double crochet. All right, and that concludes round number 4. After you finish round 4, we can go ahead and switch to that other color yarn. I'm using purple here. This is actually, the purple is the main color for my dragon. And we're gonna work on that top edging. So we're no longer working on this rounded portion here of the wings, but on the straight top edge. So here's how you're gonna do that. Let's switch over to that purple yarn. and we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, then you're going to turn and insert a single crochet in that second chain from your hook. Like so. And now we're going to work along this top edge and basically insert 1 single crochet in each double crochet across until you reach the center. In the center, we'll insert 2 stitches. So let me show you how that looks. We're gonna go ahead and just single crochet. Oops. Sorry, my yarn is a little splitty here. Oh, and I think I said insert 1 single crochet in each double crochet around. I meant 2. I'm sorry, I misspoke. So insert 2 single crochets in each double crochet here, like I'm doing. And you'll notice I'm kind of holding in those yarn tails. Got lots of them. So let me snip off the pink now. We kind of don't need that anymore. And this is the beginning, the starting tail for the whole wing. So I'm going to kind of hold that a little further as I stitch along. And when you reach that very center, like the middle where you started, you're also going to insert 2 single crochets in that same spot. So let me just do 1 and 2 single crochets. And let's continue on. 2 single crochets, 2 single crochets, 2 single crochets, and 2. And let me snip off this end here. All right. At the very end, you are just going to finish with 2 chains, and then you're going to insert a single crochet into that second chain from your hook, and you're going to fasten off with a bit of a tail to weave into the ends, weave into the ends of the wing here. So for instance, I can pull it into this last stitch here. And I'll kind of, I'll want to kind of weave it in so it doesn't poke out or show. All right, and after you weave it in a few times, like I'm doing here, you can go ahead and fasten off. I'll just do it a little bit more. All right, pull that, and let me fasten off. Okay. So, here is the finished wing. Congratulations on finishing part 3 of the Creator Challenge. You'll have done the body and the wings. And if you followed along for part 2 last week, that would be the arms and the little legs. And part 1 is the head of the dragon with the horns and ears. So you are nearly there. Join me next week for the tail, and we're also going to do the finishing touches, which includes sewing everything together. All right, see you then.